Hi, Aquarius. Welcome to your May 2019 Astro Update. It's Raina here. So, Aquarius, this is going to be a month where there's a strong emphasis on your fourth house of home and family. For some of you, if this also means something to do with your mother, then that can be either something that makes you smile or makes you break out into hives. The reason I say this, especially with Aquarius, is because you're a very independent type of person. And you may have a mixed feeling or mixed feelings when it comes to family. Because on the one hand, you may feel like there's a sense of familiarity, a sense of history that you have with these people. And in another way, it can feel very oppressive if there has been a lot of problems with them, or if they tend to be, especially water signs, but sometimes earth signs, where they are looking at the connection that the family has as just being exactly what it is, and not thinking that, oh, some people may not have the same concept of family. Some people may not feel obligated to be doing every little activity with their family of origin once they grow up, because if they feel that they don't fit in or that they don't resonate with what the other people are up to, they may just limit it to holidays and things like that. And so if there is some reason that you feel that you are, I don't want to use the word forced, but there is some situation arising that creates the need to be contacting, especially the mother with the fourth house, then hopefully it's going to be a harmonious one for you. There is some stuff in here that seems very good. This might have nothing to do with your mother. This may have to do with your house itself. Maybe you're getting ready to move, because as the month begins, the sun is in that sector and Mars is in Gemini, a fellow air sign, in the fifth house of romance and creativity and things like that. So if you are an artistic type of person and somehow you have these domestic obligations, you may feel a bit resentful if you're on a roll creatively, or if you're having a hot and heavy affair with somebody and you feel like you're being thwarted because you have to do something else. You have to focus on family at a time that you're really getting involved in this. And the fifth house, by the way, is also the house of sports. It could be, so with Mars, there could be competitive sports. Maybe you're competing in some kind of an athletic competition that is not like a team, but maybe you're in some kind of a contest. The fifth house is parties, fun and games. So Mars here especially favors very vigorous activity, such as an actual athletic type of movement, maybe even like boxing with Mars there, where it's very primal and, kind of like very savage. With Mars, it could be very physical. And so that may be something that you're really into at the moment, but you're forced to spend a good deal of time dealing with domestic affairs. On the 4th, there's a new moon in that fourth house of home and family at 14 degrees of Taurus. And so there might be some developments, some opportunities with fourth house matters. And that could be like if you are selling your home, you might be very much interested in I said you might be interested. What I meant to say is you might actually be, picking out, closing in on a new house. And then 2 days later on the 6th, Mercury enters the fourth house. So that could be like a contract, and that could be like actually signing for a new house. Definitely maybe talking to mother or something like this that is connected to fourth house matters. Unless you get a job as a real estate agent. I mean, that could always be what happens. On the 15th, Venus goes into Taurus, into that fourth house, and Mars goes into the sixth house in Cancer. But Cancer is the ruler of the fourth house of home and family. So even in the sixth house, there is that tinge or influence, slight influence of what the fourth house represents. So this is a practical house. This is the house of the work that you're doing with Mars. It could be the workplace. And Aquarius, with Mars in the sixth house, there may be conflict with coworkers, on the job conflict, and or it could simply be that you're just working longer hours and you're just exerting more effort on your job. So it doesn't have to be anything ominous. But, if you have already had some kind of falling out with coworkers or a conflict of any kind, this may be the time when you bring it out in the open instead of just like simmering about it privately. So it's not that it would be something that is just sprung on you, but by the same token, it could be speaking about you taking action in this area, maybe standing up for yourself or getting to the bottom of something. On the 18th, we have a full moon at 27 degrees of Scorpio in the 10th house of career, and a full moon in the 10th house, Aquarius, can actually be a good time success-wise, where you have a some kind of a promotion, you gain recognition or popularity because of your accomplishments. And this can be like the culmination of something that you've been doing. For some older Aquarians, this could be retirement. Maybe you have decided that after this year is over with, that you're going to leave altogether. And so that could be when you decide to leave. On the 21st, we have the Sun and Mercury in Gemini. And that is the fifth house again. So definitely when the Sun is in the fifth house, there could be a sense of new love. And Mercury is all about communication. So you could be interested in somebody romantically and you're talking on the phone all the time, or you're texting one another all the time. So the Sun and Mercury enter this fifth house sector on the same day. It's possible that some of you are trying to create your own business, and that this could be a time when you are getting everything together. Mercury in the fifth house, you may be trying to have some sort of contracts or whatever you call it, very similar to that, so that people take you more seriously, take your business more seriously. Or maybe it's just like advertisements, getting everything together so that you can launch and have all the paperwork or whatever it is that you need to provide for future clients or customers. That you talking to a new love or somebody that you're interested in, obviously, with the Sun and Mercury both in this fifth house. And any kind of artistic project that involves writing is definitely favored when you have both of these planets. Mercury of course, is about communication, but the sun provides that sense of creative influence. And yeah, so I think overall, it's going to be a month where, Taurus forms a square to Aquarius. So whenever there's like a hard angle, Aquarius, to your sun or to your rising sign, it's not the time when you feel like most like yourself. Although we have to look at what is your moon sign, what is your rising sign if you're watching for the sun in Aquarius. And that may ease things up a little bit, but it kind of pushes, maybe it kind of irritates you, pushes against you, so to speak. And you might even feel a little bit like uncomfortable, this sense of discomfort to some degree. However, I think that when the sun goes into Gemini, and you know what I just realized? I didn't put that down in any of the readings. When the sun officially goes into Gemini, that's crazy. I've made I think you're the last sign I'm doing, and I didn't mention that. That was quite a glaring oversight, to say the least. That's happening on May 20th, okay? So just to let you know. And so we're talking about the first 2/3 of the month. You may feel like a little bit that you can't do what you want to do, because I feel like you might be wanting to have a lot of fun, and yet you are forced to deal with very practical. It will be emotional with the fourth house even. This could, even if it's like family issues and somebody else is going through something, it may trigger something within you, since the fourth house is a water house and dealing with the past. And then when the sun goes into the fifth house with Mercury, I think that it's going to feel a lot more comfortable for you, because we're talking about a trine, and trines are the easiest manifestations of energy. So this is going to be like the tale of 2 months, I guess, or the tale of 2 signs within 1 month. Okay, Aquarius, so I hope that you enjoyed this. And if you'd like a private reading, this is a general reading, even though it is targeted for all Aries sun and rising signs. Your degree of sun or rising really does affect, whether or not some of these transits will hit a particular house during this time frame, and just other factors as well. So please check me out if you're interested in a private reading. The link is below. My website is rainamoonastrology.com. Take care. Bye.